And of course, Alkesh and Dinita, newest addition to the family. It was lovely knowing you guys in this weekend. And I hear so many good things from Alkesh, how the system has transformed you. And that's what makes me feel so proud that, yes, one more person has been able to, of course you are confident. I'm not saying you're not confident, but at least able to overcome her, inhibitions. All of us have that. And if the business can do for you, do that for you in such a little span of time, I can't imagine how it's going to be like for you when you actually hang around for some more time and become really, really engaged in the process. You already are. I mean, you've stepped up so quickly. Just a couple of months in the business, moving pins rapidly, doing the right things. What is important in this business is you do the right things and you be a good example for everyone. And not everybody can do that. It's tough. It's taking some tough decisions for yourself. And if you guys have been able to do that, being so new in the business, no questions, man. People in your team, Suvir and all the others, Vivek and Nirali, they will always look up to you, and they don't need to look beyond you to learn the business. And we can see a perfect duplication of Umang and Jess and you guys. So that's incredible. Me and Hemant were just talking about everyone, and I was telling him, if Dinita gets angry, would she scream ever? Because she's so quiet.
She gets quiet.
So then, what Hemant said? Hemant said, I think probably she wouldn't scream, she would cry. She would cry more. So these are the things we discussed.
I can tell you now, she goes quiet. And that is not a good sign for me.
Yeah, because I imagine, I can't, I cannot relate screaming with Dinita, just doesn't go hand in hand. So our guest was right. But, so much to learn. So much to learn from you guys. When we were new in the business, I think we were just in the honeymoon phase for so many months. But you took charge right away, and that's an incredible example for the whole team. So keep it up. Umang and Jess, I always run out of words for this couple. Jess is one-stop shop, man. She's a great cook. I love her food. She's excellent in facials. She's actually overcome so much. She is a person of few words. She never used to talk a lot. As a matter of fact, I remember when we got them started, after 3-4 meetings was when I could make her talk a little bit. And the common thing that we spoke about was cockroaches, because she wouldn't talk about anything else. And the moment somehow we were moving and we had pest control done or something, and then, I was saying how much I hate cockroaches, and then she opened up. She was saying how much she hated them too. So it's not about cockroaches, it's about the fact that she was so reserved. But, coming from there to now, doing trainings, showing plans to guys, come on, that takes a lot of guts for a woman to be able to do that. So she's done that, she's doing that consistently. Man, she is the perfect example of hard work. You talk about what hard work is, that's what, Umang and Jessica stand for. She hardly sleeps for, I think, 3-4 hours every night. And not only her business, again, a biggest server, she takes charge of so many other things, releasing paste flyers for the Sydney team, uploading so many other flyers, which is all not necessarily her business work. She never says no to anything. You tell her anything, it'll be done. Take it to the bank, it'll be done. And always, always having that naivety, that attitude of gratitude. So many times we talk so much on WhatsApp, because we can't really talk on the phone all the time. She always ends with a thank you. No matter how fast she's progressing in the business, she's always humble, she's always grateful. And that's what I really like about you. So keep it up. Absolutely, man. You guys are a diamond couple. We are counting no less than diamondship from you guys. And I know it's happening for you guys. So, and there are so many other people who've left, but who are again incredible. Venkat and Anu, one of the biggest servers again, who've overcome and become, so much. Anu, man, she was a typical South Indian, very simple person. And now learning everything, driving in the city, learning to wear makeup, so much. It's a big transformation. So they are again a great couple, biggest servers. They do so many things at the team level, all the IT, videos, this, that, so amazing servers of the team. And Jay and Sina again, very good couple in their team, again coming, a long way, very, very reserved and shy, but they love the business because of the environment. I was just having a chat with Jay on the shopping night, and he said that his son, he couldn't speak English very well, and now he's the topper in English in school. And the teacher was saying that there's such a dramatic transformation in how he was to how he is being, a great performer, and his speech pattern has completely changed. And he was saying that he listens to our business CDs every day. It's just the business which has actually brought out the best in him. So, so many intangibles that we have through the business. And he said, even if I don't grow in the business, if it's just to give that environment to my son, I'm going to stick around. And that's a big statement, that what this business can actually offer. And who else? Has anybody? Abhishek and Reena, we've spoken about them. Anybody else we missed out? Only Venkat and Anu and these guys have left. That will come in the end. Once Hemant wants to, if you want to add anything, if not, we can. And man, this is the icing on the cake. Vishal, where are the guys? Where's Mamta?
Mamta with the baby.
Vishal and Mamta, amazing couple.
Your baby.
I really admire Mamta because she's so new in the country and she's cracking facials like no tomorrow. She's got 100 numbers through social network to actually go and do facials for. She's new, again, when I was new in the country, it took me a couple of months to understand the accent what these Aussie people speak. But no fears. She goes out, she does things because she's got the heart for people. She said that I love bringing smile on people's face. And if you have such a good intention as that, there's no way you're not going to succeed in this business. I always believe what you sow is what you reap, and if you've got the right intentions and you're doing the right things, no way, man. If you've got such a great partner, you have no choice but to step up and make it happen for her. So we're counting on you guys big time. Yeah. And we'd like to bring up this couple now, Rakesh and Shilpa. Man, what to talk about this couple. When they got started, they were students in the business, and they had jobs all across Sydney and all around the clock. He used to work late nights, hard work. Hard work means literally physical hard work. You used to do deliveries of fruits and vegetables, right? And that is a lot of hard work. You carry like loads and loads, kgs and kgs of, stuff, and you go around. And, in such a situation, like if I see myself, I really have to be very strong to be able to be successful in this business. Because, most women would say, hey, you know what, my husband cannot really give time to the business, so we'll build the business when it's the right time for us. But Shilpa did the other thing. She said, you know what, my husband doesn't have time in the business, I'm going to take charge, I'm going to make it happen. In fact, she's the first person in the team, she's the first lady in this team who started showing plans as a single, as a married, woman. And that's when the whole thing picked up, that lady's role is just not, you were the trendsetter, that lady's role is just not creating volume through retail, but, we can also go out and do the 4 basics. And hats off to you, if it was not for you, people like Jess and so many other duplicators would not have been in the team. And they have built a business with a lot of students. Now that requires a lot of patience to build business with students, because obviously students don't have very good, financial status to build the business. Making PVs is always an issue. So you really have to be a big server to go out, create those profits for people, to make sure that they stick around. And her team, man, all Gen Y, all students, if you talk about how to create profits in the business, I think this was the first couple who started. 1 month in the business, $1,000 checks, their team. $2,000 checks, and that increased the belief so much of so many young people who joined our business. So thank you so much for doing all the things out of the box, raising the bar, right? You guys have really raised the bar. And I know there's lots been happening in your personal life as well. Everybody's got challenges, but again, always, having that smile on your face. Rakesh, man, there's so much to learn from this guy. He's such a great observer. You don't have to teach this couple anything. If they are just around you, they pick up, they implement. They pick up, they implement. And that's what their strength has been. We don't give too much time to them. We've hardly given any time to them. But, they are one of the best leaders that we have in the team because they've been smart. They've really learned how to leverage uplines, how to be good students again. I believe you can only learn when you're humble, when you have that attitude that yes, everybody can teach me. And I remember when you guys used to be in our PACE meetings, you used to add so much value. Your talk was always cut above the rest. So much you guys read, and we really miss you guys, but yeah, we want you to move on. And I know Platinumship is happening for you. As a matter of fact, Shilpa is 5 months pregnant right now. But if you see, we were all playing here. She was on the phones, organizing home plans, talking to people, making sure that things are happening there back in Sydney. She's not just the general, pregnant woman, oh, my back is aching, my this is aching, going and lying down. She is on the road, man. She is making it happen. And her part of spoken words is like, if you want to learn what is applying part of spoken words in your life, you need to actually learn it from this couple. They have spoken everything and they've got everything in this business. She said that I'm not going to have any morning sickness in my pregnancy. I'm going to be fit and fine and doing the business big time, and that's what she's doing. She's not even vomited at all in this whole pregnancy. So this is no joke, guys. This is serious business, and yeah, without any further ado, I want Rakesh and Shilpa to come up here, and if you can just share your wisdom with the whole team, what you guys do.
Is it going to be an Hyderabadi style?
Whatever you want. Oh my goodness.
Shiva, take the chair.
No, I'm all fine.
Man, I'm going to listen to this recording every single day, Wow, I don't know where to start from. I forgot everything. We are Rakesh and Shilpa, we're sponsored in this business by Palita and Mala, and we're excited to be part of Hemant and Smita's organization in this business, It's a fantastic business, but to get an upline like Hemant and Smita, we're really fortunate. Let's give a big hand for Hemant and Smita. I always say that, our life feels very secure because we have Hemant and Smita in our life.
Yep.
I'll ask Shilpa to start and then I'll come up.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, generally he doesn't do that one. I don't know why he is emotional today. But just don't want to share so much because I know there are platinums and so many other people like Smita just shared. They are sitting here. What we wanted to do is just what we're doing with the team, and we're expecting the massive growth this year, and this is absolutely promised. So many things we say to Apna, but this is real promise. So what I wanted to say is like Smita very well mentioned that when we build a business with the student, so generally like Smita said that we really need to have the patience, and that is so true. So what we do is actually having the patience means I really didn't understand what exactly the patience means initially, but as Smita said, we really learn so much from upline, even though they are on the phone, like Palita and Mala, they actually do counseling and game planning with us. So what I always see from them, they always one sentence every phone they make, and they always, if I'm telling them something which is not really I'm liking happening in the team, he always say before they keep the phone down, Shilpa, be the businessman, okay? And I was thinking, and this time when they came, and I asked him, what do you mean exactly by being the businessman? So what he said that having the thick skin on, thick skin, and that's something I'm really working on, and I really improved on that one. So what I mean by that is so many times what happens like for myself, the ego which comes, it's very easy for me, to get hurt. Okay, and that used to happen very soon because the team was a student. So sometimes what I understand, like, what I see other people and the way they act in associations, and the same thing I used to expect from the team. But what I understand is, the strength might be different. So what I need to understand, keeping my ego aside, having that thick skin, and and thinking like a businessman. Maybe so many times what downlines will do, we may not like, or what uplines will do as well, or say, we may not like. But when we think this business as a business, when we take the business as a business, the things will fall in place. And that is something last 3 to 4 months I really worked on, and it is working so well on me. Just focusing on the good things in this team, and just ignoring whatever the negative, because that used to take a lot of mental energy from me. Just sharing the things what are not happening, and what team is not doing, and that used to take so much mental energy. That is when what I learn is like, just forget everything, have that thick skin, whatever they do, really appreciate for everything what they are doing, team, and serve everyone and love everyone. That is something what I've really, since past 3-4 months, I improved on myself, like having that thick skin, because not having the ego, having the thick skin means, having the self-image, a very strong self-image, but not having the strong ego. That is something as a woman I've worked on myself so much, and that is when I'm like, with me and Rakesh, we always go down and then we are serving the team, and that is when I saw like, a team saw what we doing it, and they have really taken charge. So actually, just we'll come back again, but with that I want to give it back to Rakesh. He is absolutely a champion actually. What he does and what his biggest strength is, he's so creative. He's so creative. I won't imagine what he will come up with, what ideas really. So with that, back to Rakesh.
All right. Just imagine, I wrote this message on WhatsApp, in USA we always hear, right, Go Diamond Weekend. I exactly felt the same thing. How many of you really felt that way, that we're all platinums and above, and this is Sahela's Go Diamond. How does it sound? Right? And absolutely, as a team, we want to promise you, Hemant, the day is not going to be so far that, we're going to have Sahela Go Diamond. That's absolutely a done deal. Let's give a big round of applause for each one of us. What I really wanted to share that is, first thing, everything starts with a very strong dream. We hear this so many times. But I struggled with this part for a very, very long time. Every time I say, what should I write in my dream list? What should I always write? And because for me, what really motivates is, what really motivates is fear for me. So first thing is to identify, if dream doesn't motivate you, do you have at least a fear which actually motivates you? Maybe for me, for example, let's say, we're gonna have a baby soon, and we want to give the best lifestyle. What if you couldn't give it? I cannot think that way. And that is actually, me and Shilpa, we made a decision that, this year we're going to make it happen. So I think that one of the most important things is to identify, what is really that you really want, to achieve. Either it could be a solution to a problem, or it could be something that you want to accomplish. And I always think to myself, I don't like the doing job, but I do it so religiously. I go on time. Why not for my business then? And I think the only reason is because, maybe I didn't identify, maybe I wrote so many dreams, maybe that is not the dream which is actually motivating me at the moment. So, what I really identified is, at this moment, what it really motivates me is, giving the best lifestyle to my baby. And that's going to, we're going to go out of the way to really build it, because I'm really sure this time that, I know what I'm going to do. Okay. And, second thing, never I have any notes. Hemant asked me to share 5 points. I'll say, you pick up 5 of your best points, whatever you like, I'll give the choice up to you. Second thing I would like to share is basically, one of our biggest strengths has been, communication, I cannot put any price tag on communication. So many times we always communicate with our downlines, because we know that is where we're going to get the PV from. But, the most important communication is towards upline, that is where we get the knowledge from, it's how to build the people up. Because, if everybody is so comfortable sponsoring people, then, why it is so difficult to, keep them in the business, right? And I always look at Palitha and Mala, how they kept us in the business. And that is what we apply to see how we can actually keep our downlines in the business. I think every company fights for retention, right? And, we also want to fight in our business for retention. So many times, in CD, we hear this attitude that, okay, somebody says no, say next. But how many times are we going to say next, right? Somewhere, me and Shilpa have to stop and build somebody up and invest our time whether we like it or not, Initially, what used to happen is, when somebody is new, we were always looking at good things in them. Man, look at them, they came to the association. Look at them, they listened to the CD. Look at them, they did their first retail. And after a while, once they have their downlines, we forget what they have done in the past and start judging them what they're doing right now. And that used to happen for a long period of time. Some IPO who got started 3 months ago, maybe he performed really well in last 3 months. Maybe 4th month he's not doing well, and we started judging that person. And we forgot what he has done to the team, and what he did, what skills he had in those last 3 months. And I cannot think if Palita had to leave me like that when I was not very active in the business, what would have happened if Palita and Mala thought about me that way. And the biggest thing, is belief. And I learned in one of the conferences where they said, anybody can bet on a horse which wins, but can you bet on a new horse? And that is what so any new IPO who comes in, the simple fundamental principle that me and Shilpa has is, as long as they don't say, don't come to my home, do not help me, you will go and help. That is the bottom line. As long as they say no, we'll always go and serve them. Whether they're doing 1 PV, whether they're doing 10 PV, whether they're doing 100 PV, so many IPOs actually, core IPOs I'll say, some life challenges happened and they stopped doing the business, and they stopped picking up our phones, and these two things happens in our mind, right? Man, we put so much time and effort to build this person, and they don't even respond, they don't even pick up my call now, right? You know what we did? We took our car and went to their house. First time. And then, we went outside and we had a chat, right? And nothing much changed. Again, they started doing the same thing. And second time, again, things are going in mine and Shilpa's mind. Do we really need to go? Are we going into their personal space and bothering them? And this is what I think in terms of before business as well, or if somebody is my friend, okay, when he's in his good times, he doesn't need me. But when he's in his bad times, the first person he should think about is me. That is the kind of relationship I want to build. So, what we did? We took the car again and went the second time. And that created the magic. That person came back in the business, is absolutely serious and absolutely, just because we did that, that's absolutely, they took charge and they started building it. And same thing we applied in different places. I mean, that is one thing I actually want to share, because that is what exactly Palita did to me. Because, there was a couple of months that I was so focused on, completing my studies, my job, I have to pay my fees, so many things were going on, And that time, Palita used to always communicate with me. He never judged me, and I always thank him for that. What if he didn't, communicate with me? Right? Just because I did that, we want to give back to them. And I asked him, Palita, what do you want from us? What is your goal? And he said, Rakesh, if you go 15%, we'll go platinum in Australia. I said, done. And we worked hard and we got our 15% done. Business always went up and down, but we never went up and down. And two things I will do to Shilpa and come back. I don't know why I'm getting really emotional today. Anyways.
Again, same thing, I want to just continue with that one, because that is something I really worked on myself. So that is what I wanted to share, because since last 4 months we have seen so many, the retention and people who are coming back in the business and building it actively, so what exactly what I learned from this Palita's visit, and always been learning actually, giving the feedbacks to the team. That was something he is very patient. He have lot of patience. He will never hurt anyone. But for me, sometimes I control so much, but somehow I always used to find out a way or a situation or a time, or so how I can put the message across what they did wrong, and that was me. But I really so much worked on that one, and I'm seeing so many good results at this moment. So what I understand is, like Rakesh was mentioning from that, we were in the training, which is Dream Team happened, in that Ganesh says that, always, don't hurt the ego, but harness the ego. That is something me and Rakesh really working on, and that's working so fantastic. We said that, that's fine. If we have to give feedback to anyone, okay, if we cannot find the right choice of words, then we'll not give it. Okay, that's it. Because I wanted that person to be in the business for the longer period of time, and do the activities, rather than if I give the feedback and all of a sudden and he's disappeared. Because ego is so